All right. Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm here.
We still can't be bothered. Oh, look.
No, I can
Were you napping?
Just trying to, and then you open your damn mouth with the, well, we need a whiskey vault.
Today we're doing a Pennsylvania whiskey, and we're still exhausted.
You sound pretty excited about it.
We're gonna do our best.
I am going to have an amazing insight into whiskey that is not at all bull.
That'll be a first. Let's get started.
There we go.
So we're doing Manatawny
Is it Hawaiian?
Manatawny, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Pennsylvania
sounded
small
Hawaiian.
batch whiskey.
Okay. I could get behind that.
I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna follow that joke down its logical conclusion. All right, now this is gonna be a weird one. 42. Whoa, that smells funky. 42% malt, 41% wheat.
Okay.
13% oat. This is the first time I've ever had oats in whiskey.
I'm thinking of getting oats.
And 4% rye.
I think the oat must be that unfamiliar funkified flavor in there.
Wow, that's bizarre. And the malt section actually has smoked malt in it. It's not all smoked malt, but it has some smoked malt in it.
Okay. And small batch American.
30-gallon barrels, and they're a year old.
Should be American damn whiskey.
American whiskey.
No, damn whiskey.
Damn.
American damn whiskey.
And I don't really know anything about Manatawny except that they're in Pennsylvania, and this was a gift.
Yeah, so we are obligated to...
But it's got some funk in the smell, man.
Well, yeah, I was about to say obligated to like it. We're really not.
No.
Whatever.
All right.
If they don't give us free whiskeys again, I think we're okay.
Yeah, we'll be
for a while.
Don't hate it.
No, the funk is not...
It's only in the smell.
Yeah, it's not on the...
Let me try that again with some movement. I just couldn't... Anytime I'm doing whiskey, this is a personal rule. This is not a professional sommelier trick. This is just a personal preference. I think that there's 3 stages to trying a whiskey for the first time that I like. The first one is whiskey is meant to be drank, not analyzed.
You're blowing my mind.
I know. No, just drink the damn whiskey, right? So my first sip, I just take a drink and swallow it. I don't leave it there. I don't try to figure it out. I just take a sip and enjoy it.
Right.
And on the first sip, that's a good whiskey. It's just a good, let's take a sip whiskey. Second time, I move it around a little bit and try to open it up. Third time, I do the let it sit for 10 seconds thing. Mm-hmm. And so I just sort of take it in stages. So let's do the second one and kind of see if we can crack this open. There's a flavor in here I've never caught in a whiskey before that I'm guessing is the oats.
I'm getting just the hint of the black licorice flavor that you get in rye sometimes. Just a little bit.
Oh. That showed up.
You getting that?
What does that remind? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what this reminded me of? Marmite.
I didn't.
And Vegemite.
It's been years since I've had it.
That's what it's reminding me of.
You force-fed it.
Super yeasty.
You force-fed it.
Soury Vegemite and Marmite.
Vegemite was. This is whiskey for Australians.
And English. English is the Marmite.
Vegemite.
Australians are Vegemite.
All right.
And they will argue until their death that they're different. And they are if you A/B compare them, but not different enough to be different things.
So beyond the black licorice hint, there's things that are more dramatic than that little bit of hint there.
Yeah, this is complicated. This is not just an easy, relaxed.
There's multiple
whiskey.
things going on.
There's a lot of happening in this
There's
whiskey.
multiple things going on here.
I really like their label design. You know what this looks like? It looks like an internet infographic.
So I feel like it has a little bit of caramel that shows up on the back end, and it just wraps around the tongue, and then it becomes the dominant flavor. But until you get there, there's other things happening that I hint of black licorice, but there's things louder than that black licorice that I can't put my finger on. Is that the finger you're going to put it on?
Nope, I can't tap into it.
So what do they say? Nose, the honey, vanilla, oak, apricot. They didn't put earthy wildflower and pepper.
Really? I'm not getting apricot.
Okay. Palates, malt, used oak, sweet, and vanilla. No, it's more complicated than that.
Mm-hmm.
It is not malt.
But they have a finish line in there too, don't they?
Spicy, full, and long-lasting. I would say it's long-lasting.
Yeah, it lingers.
And,
that's for sure.
Inspired by European single malts, sweet maltiness, blah, 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 blah. All right.
This is nothing like a European single malt.
But it was inspired.
Actually, that's not true. I all of a sudden realized what this was reminding me of. Edradour.
Do you have that?
I do.
Good.
I have I have 4 or 5 Edradours. We're gonna go with this one. So this is from the signatory batch. And now I'm getting Edradour because Edradour always has this slight funk to it for me.
Yeah.
And it has anise, a lot of anise. And I think I'm getting that in here, the black licorice.
I can get behind that too.
I can't. I
can get behind the anise.
My grandmother would be ashamed.
She didn't like whiskey.
She doesn't really watch these videos.
I'm talking about whiskey. What are you on about?
All right, so this is a signatory special edition bottling
with funk.
11-year-old Edradour.
Do you have another glass?
Mm-hmm. This one doesn't have water in it. It's more cherry. I think they're sherry cask finishing this one.
You getting the funk?
I am getting the funk, but it's so cherry, I have a hard time. But it's there.
I'm not drinking it. I don't want to get you my cough.
Nah. They sherry barreled this Edradour, and it's too clingy. The comparison's not standing up to it. I need the classic Edradour malt in here.
We'll do that too.
But I don't have it in here.
Well,
I ran out of it.
Then one of the other 5 that you have.
I have a Barolo cask, which is not going to help, and I have the heavily peated Balakan, which is not going to help.
It will, because I'll tell you why. The heavily peated is going to basically reframe our palate, right? It's such a cleanser.
You're working so hard at this.
I think effort deserves something.
What was that you're saying? Was it?
So basically, no. Here, if directionally that's going to give us what we want, but it has this like massive peat component. That's fantastic. We want that massive peat component because
really?
Yes, that right there is going to give us the comparison we want. But then, boom, it's peat, and peat is so strong, it's so intense, it's so dominating. By the time we go back to this, then we will have had an experience that is wildly different, but the commonalities between those two things, we'll see. How long do you want me to bull? How long do you want me to bull?
I'm so tired. I lack the willpower to stand up to you.
You cannot resist.
Yeah.
Just take it and let it happen.
This is Balakan, which is a product of the Edradour distillery. It's one of their special editions.
I like this better.
It's a heavily peated 10-year-old Highland malt.
You don't like the sherry cask thing?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, but it's not the Edradour I was thinking of.
Okay.
I just refilled your...
These are not the droids you're looking for.
And you call me a nerd. Hey, you're standing in my spot.
I'm really tore up about that.
If I stand on the other side, I'm not going to know what to do with this video. It's going to throw me off so badly.
I'm concerned for that.
Actually, I probably should have gotten 2 glasses since you have a cold, huh? No. I'm just going to give you this one. Man, that's heavily peated.
Well, I don't want to drink after you either.
I'm not sick.
Yeah, but you're...
God, that's heavily peated.
Now, you're welcome. Going back to my very sound theory.
Huff. I was just not ready for that. I love heavily peated whiskeys, and that one sort of kicked my ass a little bit. Woo! Put a little zip in your step. Man, that Balakan...
It's like peat extract.
Yeah, it's like peat, but not the subtle kind of rich peat of an Islay whiskey. It's like the sort of, we put peat in this!
No, it's like they stuff peat into a tube sock
Dude,
and they beat you with it.
So you've been beat with a tube sock before?
Full of
Have
peat.
you been in prison?
Full of peat, yes. I think somebody else was making a comment about Westland, and they said that
that was Thomas Graves.
No, it was Thomas Graves.
Oh no, it was Ghost. It was Ghost Reverie.
And he said they're looking at, if not they're already doing it, using Washington peat.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, remember peat is simply just a.
But there's not some magical climate thing that happens.
No,
in
there
Scotland.
is. There is.
Okay.
Right. It is regional.
Right.
But what they're trying to do is get the peat from their region and see what happens then. Right. I mean, because Scotland used peat because it was the local resource. So they're just looking at doing the same thing. Right.
Okay.
And remember, peat covers more of the earth than anything but water. It's the second largest ground cover.
Do we have peat around here?
No. No. If you head east towards the bayou and the swamp,
yeah.
Yes.
It's just got to be really damp.
Moist, swampy. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if water is going to tame this beast at all.
Oh, are you back to the Manatawny?
No, the hoppy thing. Or not the hops.
The smoky thing?
The peat.
Yeah, but where's your Manatawny? Because I wanted you to try the peat and then go back to the Manatawny.
I'm hiding it from you. All right.
It's definitely more mellow now. That peat so kicked my ass that this Manatawny small batch got all pretty and friendly.
So, my theory was amazingly accurate and valid. Now that the peat has kicked your ass, your palate is more awakened.
More
sensitive.
It's more like
No!
It's like it went into shock.
No.
Right?
Let my bull pan out here.
Yeah, no, it's like my system went into shock and now I only have about 20% of my faculties still functioning.
But those 20%, they're the only ones you need because they allow you to focus on those flavors that we couldn't figure out. That's what I was doing the whole time. Intentionally.
It's like when you watch those like William Wallace movies when some guy has a spear sticking out of his body and he's like, I don't feel so good. And you're like, yeah, it's because you're in shock. You got a thing. That's like, yeah, you take that peated whiskey and you're like, well, I don't feel so good. It's like, what happened? Well, I just got bludgeoned with Balakan Edradour 10.
Beat with a tube sock full of peat.
Yeah, let's trademark that.
Beating people?
With a tube sock
full
of peat. Just the phrase, not the activity.
All right, we're done.
You can't trademark an activity.
This, the Manatawny, was that it?
Yeah, that's right. That's what it is.
It's, I think there's more things going on than I can put my finger on.
Yeah, and I'm not that much of a fan.
Yeah, it's all right. I would like to be able to, because it's not as simple as their own tasting notes. We're done.
All right.
See you.
May your crazy stay this side of legal.
Push some buttons or something for the liking comments.
This is what happens when we make videos while we're tired.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm gonna